Okay guys, today we'll be installing a big bore kit on this 50cc scooter. We'll be installing a 80cc big bore kit. As you can see, we already moved the carburetor, the intake boot, and our flywheel cover so that we could get it to top dead center. And if you want to check how to do that, you can check our valve clearance video. But you just want to rotate your flywheel after removing your spark plug to get that T and that line in line with the ridge here on the casing. So now we can go ahead and remove our valve cover and verify we are at top dead center, and then we go from there, guys. Okay guys, so you want to remove your EGR hose and your breather hose. Then we can remove these 4 valve cover bolts and also the EGR bolts. You will need a 8mm socket or a open end wrench for that, and I'll be using my impact wrench to get that loose. You just want to remove these bolts, and you want to store them somewhere where you won't lose them. The shorter 2 bolts go to the EGR valve, and the 4 longer bolts go to your valve cover. Okay guys, so now that we verified we're at top dead center, we can do that by looking at our camshaft. 1 hole should be at the top, and you have 2 holes at the side with the lines. They should align with your casing. So first thing we want to do is to remove our cam chain tensioner, and that will be a 10mm. Okay guys, so when you're removing your cam chain tensioner, you want to loosen your spring loaded bolt first, and then we can remove the complete tensioner from the casing. So you just want to loosen that up. Be careful, it's spring loaded, so we just loosen that up, so when it's time to set back our tension, we'll be able to do that and not have a struggle pulling that. So now we can remove the entire tensioner with our 8mm or 5/16. Then we can remove the complete tensioner assembly. And you have a gasket there, so remove that. Okay guys, so now we will remove these 4 10mm nuts, and we want to do that in a crisscross pattern. There's a nut and a washer, so please make note of that while you're taking it off. And if you notice, guys, you will see EX and F and S. The EX goes to your exhaust, F and S goes to your intake. So what we need to do next, guys, is remove our intake manifold from our top end here, so that we can remove it to get to our cylinder and piston. So we'll just take this off first. Remember, guys, you just want to keep that in order, keep your screws and everything together. And now we can remove our camshaft and our cam chain, but let's remove our exhaust manifold first. Okay, guys, so after removing your exhaust manifold bolts, you want to come around here and loosen your engine, and this will be loosen your muffler with a 12mm socket, so that way we can get the complete exhaust to fall from the engine. And also this bottom bolt here. Guys, so there we go, we can remove our entire exhaust. You just put that one side. Okay, guys, now we're going to remove our cam chain from our camshaft. You just slide it off like that, set it aside, and you want to hold your cam chain. And we still have two 8mm bolts that we need to remove, so that we can remove our cylinder head and our cylinder. So here are the two bolts, guys. You got two 8mm bolts right there, so we just need to remove that, and then we can remove the complete cylinder head and our cylinder. Please make note of your dowel pins, where they sit, just in case they come out when you're taking the engine apart, or you may not know where to replace them. So make a note of that, guys. Okay, guys, so you just get out those two bolts, set them aside, and then we can remove our cylinder head. Set that aside, because we'll be reusing that. So here's what the piston looks like, guys. So we'll be removing our gasket first, our cylinder head gasket. Then our base gasket after we remove the cylinder. And I say guys, just keep this chain inside. You do not want that to fall back into your engine, so just have a hand on your cam chain while you're doing that. So let's get it guys. Also, you want to make note of these two dowel pin guys so you don't lose them and you remember to put them in. So let's remove our gasket first, trying not to damage it. Okay guys, there we go. So we can just lift that off, set that aside. You might want to pull out the dowel pins just for safety guys, and please remember to put them back on when you're reinstalling your cylinder. So now guys, it might need a little tap, but you should be able to rock it and get it off. So your cam guide will come out, but that's not a problem. We can install that when we're done. So here's the old cylinder. Got a bit of scoring in there. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's not too bad. So we set that aside. And then our next step guys, you also have two dowel pins down here. Just please make a note of that. You won't necessarily need to remove those, so just make sure they're sitting in properly. Now is a good time to test your connecting rod. Make sure there's no play in there, not too much. A little side to side is good, but no up and down. So just a tad of side to side guys. So now we're going to remove our piston. And one tip I would recommend, putting some paper towel or a rag in here so that nothing falls into the engine while you're working. So let's get it guys. Okay guys, so to remove our piston, we need to remove this clip that you see in here, and I would suggest using a needle nose pliers, or you can use a small flathead screwdriver and fit it in there. And while you're doing it, I would advise you to use your finger to cover it so that it doesn't go flying guys. So you just get your pliers and get that on there, and we can pull it out. Okay guys, there it is. So you want to set that aside, and you only really need to remove one guys. So now we can push out our wrist pin from the other side using a screwdriver, and then we can remove the piston. Okay guys, so I'm gonna use this flathead screwdriver to tap it from the opposite side. And I'm just using a mallet. You probably don't even need to tap it guys, you probably can just push it out, but make sure you get over that clip. So I ain't even need to tap it guys, we can just push it through, and there we go. Piston is out. So there we go guys. So all we need to do now, get out our new top end kit. I only bought this cylinder, the piston with the rings, circlip. So we'll be reusing our cylinder head, which is not a problem. So I'll see you in a sec guys.